Welcome to Hot Flash Chronicles, where midlife is messy, menopause is madness, and we're sweating through it together.
We're Angie and Shelly, two caffeine-fueled, slightly inappropriate grandmas who say what everyone's thinking.
So grab a drink, crank up the AC, and let's dive in. Angie.
Shelly.
You know what day it is. You know what time it is.
Today's
you know
Monday.
what's happening. You know what's happening.
What's happening. We are about to do another amazing episode of Hot Flash Chronicles podcast.
I love the confidence that we think it's going to be amazing.
Well, I know it is.
It's going to be at least pretty darn good. That's my prediction, because we're going to be
Midland.
Fair to Midland, something like that. It's going to be fine. It's going to be just fine. It's going to be serviceable, which
always the adjectives you're seeking in your podcast episodes.
It's going to
What are we talking about today, Shell?
Well, we are going to kind of tag off of an episode we just recently did where we said, hey, we'll do one on sustainable habits, building sustainable habits.
Yeah, because you said Phil has taught you about this.
He has. He's helped me with this.
I feel like I need a lot of help with this.
Yeah.
A lot.
The thing about building new habits is that you really can use that in any area of your life, in anything you need to change. It can be that you want to change your diet. It can be you want to change and have a different kind of healthy lifestyle. It can be things you want to
time management.
Yeah, time management, your job, like looking for a new career and developing new habits that you might need.
Running a home.
Yeah.
Running a family.
Yeah. It could anything where you feel like you want to try to maybe make an improvement or a change.
I love it.
And, so habits are they are repetitive things, typically rituals that we repeatedly do to complete tasks. That's really what a habit is. It's a way of doing something. It's a repetition that some habits we learn when we're very little, and they carry us through our whole life. Some you have to develop for a certain reason. Maybe your job, maybe you're trying something new that you've never ever done before, and there's this new set of things you have to learn. So in order to do a new thing or take on a new challenge, or even more importantly, to replace an old habit with a new
less
one.
desirable habit.
Yeah. And it could be like you're trying to break a habit, like smoking or drinking or something. So habits are, first of all, they're just something very inherent to the nature of being a human. It's just for some reason,
we're creatures of habit.
We are. That's why that saying exists. We're creatures of habit, and a lot of us really depend on our routines. We get a lot of comfort and a lot of feelings of safety or, just of that feeling of control coming from our habits. So the other day, our podcast was actually on clutter. We had one on clutter, and then we did one on diets. And in both of those, we talked about developing new habits. So that's why we thought maybe talking about how exactly do you do that? Because the answer can always be, well, just get new habits and you'll be able to do the new
Wouldn't
thing.
that be nice?
Oh my gosh.
That would be nice if we could just say, I've decided I'm going to eat an 1,800 calorie a day diet, and I'm going to
do it.
Drink 100 ounces of water a day, and I'm going to get 120 grams of protein a day, and I'm going to clean my house once a week, and I'm going to that's all well and good to say, but I personally know that I have to have a plan. I have to have something that can create a habit. And that can be things like, there are different apps that will help you with this. I have medication that will help me with my ADHD. I take Adderall for it occasionally. I don't take it very often. I used to take it every day, but that was too much. But I have found that if there's something that holds me accountable, or having an accountability partner is also really, really helpful.
And I think that is important if you're going to be the person making the change. It's really, really good if you know what kind of things work for you, speak to you, what your learning style is, because everybody learns and absorbs and takes in information, processes information differently. So knowing what your learning style is very helpful in how you go about making a change in a habit or developing a new habit. And we also said something that's a little bit different. There's a difference between a habit and a sustainable habit.
Right. I want to know what the difference is because I haven't really delved into what is a sustainable habit.
Mhm. So, a sustainable habit would be it's something long term that you can literally sustain. Some habits you might only need for a short amount of time. You might
Hmm.
just have to temporarily do something to get over a hump. Some things, depending on what exact result you want, what kind of long term result you want, means you have to do something that you're really going to be able to change and possibly do for the rest of your life.
Right.
So, sustainability, those kind of habits are a little bit deeper. You have to wire them a little deeper and they have to take real strong. So, I'd say, let's say your doctor has told you with this new medication you're taking, you now are going to have to drink 100 ounces of water a day to make this effective, to
Hmm.
make your new medication work. And you're going to have to be on this medication long term. So if you don't do the 100 ounces a day, maybe there is a side effect like it's really going to impact your kidneys or something.
Right.
So all of a sudden you have maybe you're somebody who drinks 30 ounces of water a day and you're being told to triple it. And that
Yeah,
is
and you're like,
nowhere in your.
so for you, how do you start a habit like that? If it's something that's like medically related, like
Mhm,
something real bad's going to happen to you if you don't do this,
mhm.
what's your process of implementation?
So in a case like that, a lot of times the reason it's hard for us to do something new is literally we just aren't used to it. So let's say your doctor has said it's 100 ounces a day, it's starting now. It's probably still going to be hard to jump right into that. And there is always going to have to be an adjustment period. So the best way to build a habit like that is you try to put triggers around or things that are going to remind you to do this new thing. So let's say in the morning you have a cup of coffee every morning is how you
Hmm.
start your day. What you might do is your coffee mug triggers a water glass. Let's say in addition to your coffee, you now know that at that time you're going to drink, 16 ounces, 8 ounces, whatever. And it's better to start with something little that you know you can do and be
Right.
successful with. So 8 ounces of water with your
You can
coffee.
only process so many ounces at a time anyway. I think your body can only process like 24 ounces in a go. So if you were to chug like
It
40 ounces,
wouldn't work.
your
Yeah.
body just doesn't process it the same way. I
Yeah.
feel like I don't know where I heard that. So fact check me and let me know if I'm wrong. But I feel like I heard that at one point that your body can't. It's just like with protein, like your body can't process more than 30 grams of protein
Yeah. At
in
a
a
time.
sitting. So if you eat a 40-gram or like drink a 40-gram protein drink, it's
You're
only
not,
going to
you're not going to
absorb.
get to use it all.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so the idea here is you tie the new request, the new, habit onto an existing one that you feel comfortable with. So if it could just be every time, let's say you're a person who drinks a lot of pop or soda or something like that. Maybe you replace one of those sodas with a water. So you try to tie it on to things that you kind of already
That
do
are already
that are
habits.
already
Yeah.
habits. You're just like remembering, okay, every time I drink this, I'm going to drink 8 ounces of water. And you just start with something like that. And then you might not really reach the 100-ounce mark until 2 or 3 weeks in. It could take you that long. But the point is, the doctor told you you need to do this. So that one is kind of flagged by, we kind of made it like a
A must
scenario
do.
where you must do.
Right.
But there might be ones that aren't must do that you just think this is going to be better for me. I want to develop this new habit.
Right.
One of mine that Phil, my husband, helped me with was going to the gym.
Hmm.
Uh, I had a gym membership and my doctor was saying you need to lift weights a minimum of 3 times a week and you need to do it for 30 minutes. You just need to go do it 3 times a week, 30 minutes. And I was like, Oh, sure, that'll be fine. That'll be
Oh, I
no
can do that.
problem.
No problem.
I can do that.
Right.
And so my gym was about a 20-minute drive from my house at the time.
Mm.
And so it was a little bit of a drive, not a lot, but a little bit. But it was enough of a drive that I could say, I don't want to do it today. I'm busy.
It was
I'm
easy to
busy.
put it off.
It was easy to put it off. And because when I thought about it, I'm like, I'm busy today with work. To drive there and back, get in and out, get my clothes, that's an hour just to get the drive there, the drive back, and get changed. It's an hour of my day. That's a lot of time. Plus, that's
Mhm.
not counting the 30 minutes I need to be there. So I would talk myself out of it.
Sure.
So I was getting maybe one or maybe sometimes 2 times a weekend, but I definitely wasn't getting a minimum of 3. And so I was talking to Phil, and he told me, so you need to change your goal on that. And instead of saying, he goes, because it sounds to me like you feel like there's a time constraint. It's not that you don't want to get to the gym. You
Mm.
don't mind lifting the weights after you're there. It feels like your real issue here is the amount of time it takes you to get there and back and to do the thing. He goes, so you have a time constraint. So why don't you start carving out the time? So start carving out the time you need, because that seems to be your real barrier that you're putting up. He goes, instead of saying, I'm going to go work out, don't say that. Say, I'm going to drive to the gym.
Mm.
That's all you have to do. He said, just drive there and drive back. He goes, drive there. And if when you get there, you want to get out and go in and do the thing, do it. But start carving out the hour that it takes and putting that into your routine. Then you can expand it to the hour and a half,
Mm.
from that point. He goes, so when you get to the gym, if you're feeling like your day is too busy and too overwhelming, then all you're trying to do is carve out your commute time to get there and back, because that seems to be your barrier. So I said, okay, I'll do that. I'll commit to that. That way, if I'm running behind, I just have to turn around and come back. Well, I started doing that. And I will tell you that every time I drove there, I was there.
Yeah.
So
It's like you might as well.
why not get out and take the 30
Mhm.
minutes and do it? So changing the goal actually made it way more successful. I stopped making the goal, I need to go to the gym and work out 3 times a week. And I had changed it to, I need to carve out the time to commute to the gym and back. And every time I hit that goal, I actually hit the other goal, because I started doing it. And that I was able to do. So sometimes it's like a mind
Oh, it's totally a
training.
mind thing.
Yeah. And it's about, so that is really what you need to do when you need to develop a new habit. Write down what you think it is you're trying to do, like go to the gym 3
Mhm.
times. Then figure out the things you think might be barriers. What are the things that might keep you from doing this new thing? Is it a time constraint? Is it a cost restraint? What constraint? What is the thing that could interfere? And then that gives you an opportunity to possibly rename the
Mhm.
habit or rename the goal that you're going to set. Because, like, let's say it's drink the 100 ounces a day. If you really feel like it's the sheer amount, like, I just don't think I could drink 100 ounces of water a day, then of course what you do is you start with, I'm going to drink consistently for this first week 20 extra ounces. I'm doing 20 ounces of water a
Right.
day. If you're not a water drinker, there's no way you're going to consume 100 ounces a day sustainably. That's obviously a goal you're going to have to work towards. You set mini goals, and then those, after you achieve them, you slightly increase them, and you give yourself time.
Mhm.
And there's different information on how long it takes to build a new habit.
Yeah, it used to be 21 days, but now they're saying it's like more like 6 or 8 weeks, I think.
Let's look at Chat GPT, which I did.
Of course you did.
There was an old 21 days rule
Hey, look at me knowing that. I didn't create this.
popularized decades ago, but research shows it's overly simplistic.
Mm.
So the research based average said it takes about 66 days for a new
Mm.
behavior to become automatic. And then it also says, but it can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days, depending on the factors like difficulty, motivation, and consistency. So
That's wild.
it really can take a lot. Like, that's what I was like. If you think 3 months, "Oh, I've been doing this for 3 months. It's a habit now." It might not be,
Right.
depending on those factors.
Well, also if you're like, um, emotionally or mentally resistant to it, like you don't actually want to do it, but you know that you need to,
Yep,
that can be a whole different thing.
absolutely.
So something for me that I like to I like to think works, but then stops working is something that will send me reminders like
Mhm.
texts or, apps that say like, drink a glass of water. It starts out working
Mhm.
and then I'll just start getting rid of the notifications and not doing it.
It's like if you have a Post-it note on your fridge or something, initially you see it, but after it stays there for an amount of time, you don't see it anymore.
Yeah, and you just become blind to it. So, um, I signed up because we did the one on clutter and
Mhm.
it has inspired me like, holy shit, I need to get my house organized. So, uh, I'm working on it, right? It's
Mhm.
always going to be a work in progress. My sister and I are being accountable for that. We're sending each other pictures of what we do. But I remembered there was something in the early 2000s that worked for me really well called Fly Lady. And Fly Lady was something you would sign up for email reminders. And she just had like a few basic rules a day, like always dress to your shoes, make your bed, at night, make sure the sink is sparkling, like you
Mhm.
clean your sink out. And then she had other things called like a 27 fling boogie that was like you had to go around different times a week and find 27 things to get rid of in your house.
Mhm.
Or there were zones. So like this week's zone is the kitchen. So
Mhm.
here's the list of stuff to do. So I was a couple days ago, I was like, I wonder if Fly Lady still exists because I haven't. And what happened was I would get these email reminders, and there were so many emails that I had to unsubscribe because I wouldn't see the email and be like, oh, right, I have to transfer my laundry. I would just say, oh, I'm not at home. I can't do that. So I would delete it. So she does. She has an app. It's a
There you
free
go.
app.
Yeah.
And she's added some things, she has made it more customizable to your lifestyle, and, like, this week, the zones for me are the living room, the family room,
Mhm.
so she has just a real and it's changeable, like,
Mhm. You can modify.
yeah, yeah, modifiable,
Mhm.
uh, but it says, like, what are the things you wanna do in your living room? So you put it on there, and it's like,
Oh, and then it gives you a
well, you
task
can just
list.
do, like
Yeah.
I can just do one of those, so this morning, I was like, "Okay, so living room. Oh, I could do that.
Mhm.
Oh, I could do that." So I'm already a third of the way through and it's only Monday, but I did everything on the morning checklist, which she also has swipe and swish every
Mhm.
day, which is where you wipe down your bathroom counter and you swipe the
Sink.
toilet with a
Oh,
scrub.
yeah.
So you just like run the toilet scrubber and that's it.
Yeah.
And then you get dressed to your shoes, make sure the sink is sparkling, you make your bed. And those are the only things you have to do every day.
Yeah.
And then once a week you change the sheets and you vacuum and mop, whatever. But I'm like, I hope this sticks for a while, but
Well, but
but
you're
and
doing
it does like
something.
a notification like, "Hey, is your sink sparkling?"
Mhm.
And she doesn't give any shade if you didn't do it.
But you
Like, better luck tomorrow.
yeah, you it's something you tried in the past that you felt spoke to you or worked for
Mhm.
you. So, and that's the thing that you have to do is you have to identify, like, I like lists. I like lists. The reason I like them is I like to get to cross something off of it. That
Mhm.
gives me a feeling of accomplishment. So sometimes I write my own list, but if somebody else
Yeah,
provides me a list, I'll do it even more diligently than if
right.
I myself have done it. So if you're a list person, an app like that could be
Yeah,
very
and she has
helpful.
5 zones, so every 5 weeks, you're gonna go back to like, in 5 weeks from now, I'll be back in the living room.
Right.
Right?
So it
And then
teaches you
it'll
to
be
maintain,
way more manageable because I've already gone through and, like,
done
cleaned
some of
out
the
the
big stuff.
drawers and stuff, so it's gonna be once I go through each zone and she said if you don't get done with a zone, that's fine because 'cause you're gonna be back at it in 5 weeks,
Yeah, it'll
and
come back
whatever
around.
drawers you didn't get to, you'll just do on the next round.
And the other
I
thing
love
is
that. So, I know that if I get too many notifications, I'll just,
you'll
like
get overwhelmed and you'll
yeah, I'll just swipe them away.
yeah.
But make the bed, shine the sink, get dressed, I can do that,
Yeah.
right? I can do that.
That's part of the whole idea
Yeah,
is feeling successful.
right.
And when you feel successful and you get those 3 tasks really down and you're feeling really good about them, then it's easy to add another one in. After those really just become part of your routine, adding on to a routine can be fairly simple as long
Right.
as you integrate things in and you don't add on too much all at once. Like one of the examples I saw was flossing your teeth.
Mm.
Like some people
I'm a
don't,
serial flosser.
yeah,
I
some
have to
people,
have those little floss picks everywhere. I have them in my car, uh, everywhere in my house. I have a bunch here. I have 'em in my purse. Like I am I cannot stand having shit stuck in my teeth. It
yeah.
freaks me out. So,
So what they recommended in this building a new habit, they actually used that one as an example. And what it was is if you haven't been a tooth flosser, if that's not been part of your regular routine, they said, okay, after you brush your teeth at night, take the floss and literally just floss your front two teeth. That's it. The top two, that's it. You do
yeah.
that and you do it literally for like a week. That's it. Just those two. You don't even add any other ones on in the first week. You just put the toothbrush down, grab the floss, you do two teeth because you're not going to add a lot of time. And then it's like over the course of the month, you work up to where you're doing your upper teeth. And then the next, I mean, they did a real slow one.
Well, it's kinda like going to the gym. Like, if you're already there with floss, why not add a few,
And that's what
like
they're saying is some people will automatically just start doing the other, but some people, they have to integrate it in slowly to not feel like they're wasting time and to get the feeling of satisfaction that they're doing it sufficiently. So that's part again of you knowing how you need to start a new thing. Do you need a gradual start
mm,
in where you can ease it in and not take up too much extra time and then just keep building it? Or are you a person who just can say, I'm going to commit 10 minutes a night to flossing starting now and
mhm.
do it? Some of us can, some of us can't. So, a lot of this, again, as with many things in life, is understanding yourself and a little bit of self reflection on, do I learn best from a list? Is a list going to be the thing, me physically checking off or writing
What
through
I
a
what I
line
need
by
is a list where I'm not gonna get punished if I don't do it.
right.
And that's what I liked about what I was seeing in this app was, like, there was a notification last night that was like, "Do you have 5 minutes to go clear a hotspot?"
Hmm.
If you do, go do that, and
Hmm.
there's a timer in the app, like, set a timer for 5 minutes, just go find a hotspot and work on that for 5 minutes if you have it. But the fact that there's no shade if you don't, or there's no, like, you don't lose points if you don't, get dressed,
Hmm.
like, for me, I'm like, I don't like the all or nothing,
Right.
because then it's like,
Or
if I
the,
didn't hit the all, then I'm just gonna give up.
I think I don't think it is very productive to try to do something where there's shame or
Yeah.
feeling like you have failed. That is not going to be a place where you can build a new healthy, emotionally healthy habit is in you thinking, "Oh my god," and getting so stressed out, "Oh my god, I'm failing. I am not doing this. I'm no good at this." And then you just go down a very bad path.
Mm.
That's not going to work and it's definitely not going to be sustainable. You're not going to want to do something that makes you feel guilty if you haven't done it. So, it's very much about finding positive reinforcements and
And
ways to
like you
feel
said,
good.
tying it to something that you're already doing, like,
Mhm.
if you're trying to figure out, like, "Oh, I need to start flossing," tying it to something you're already doing, or, like,
Yeah.
if y like, one of the things I will tie new habits to is taking my medication, because I do that twice a day, so if there's something I need to integrate into a nighttime pattern,
Mhm.
I have to tie it into, like, "Oh, when I take my nighttime medication,
Mhm.
I will do this thing."
Mhm.
And if I can tie it to something that I already have to do or already is a very
Mhm.
ingrained habit, like taking your medicine at night,
Mhm.
um, I'm gonna be more successful if it's and setting it next to it. Like, if flossing was the thing, if I set the floss picks next to the medication,
Mhm.
then it's like, "Oh, right, I'm supposed to do both of these."
Yeah.
And then that will
Visual
help. Mhm.
reminders, emails,
Or putting
things
a water bottle
pinging,
next to the coffee mug, like, "Oh, right, I'm supposed to be
timers,
drinking water."
it's whatever the thing is that
Mhm.
reminds you, "Oh, I've gotta do this thing." I know there was a writing, app for people who wanted to write a book, and a lot of people, when they go to write a book, they think, "I'm just gonna sit down and I'm gonna have every day I'm gonna be inspired and I'm gonna write a chapter a day." And what this
As somebody who wrote 2/3 of a book, I will say that that does not in fact happen.
Yeah, a lot of times it is not a continual source of inspiration coming out. And what this app did was You literally only had to sit down for like 5 minutes a day, and you were supposed to try to write 3 sentences or something was how it started. And
Mhm.
they're like, because some days you're going to feel inspired and you're going to go way beyond 3 sentences. But there are some days when you will sit there and you will struggle to come up with 3 sentences. So this writing tool was basically, it kind of built up over time, but it literally started with the first week.
Mhm.
You're just going to sit down and commit 5 minutes a day, and you don't even have to keep it. Just write the 3 sentences, and you might come back and say, no, I don't, no, I'm throwing those out and I'm going to do 3 new sentences. But it was just to get you in the mindset of doing it. And then they said, after you do that for a while, then you'll know when you're in a flow state and when you keep going. But they said this is a way to continually learn how to write more, how to get a full book done. It's just by literally some days only writing 3 sentences. Like,
Mhm.
we don't think that's acceptable. It's absolutely acceptable.
Right.
But if you start skipping it because you're not feeling inspired, you might never go back to it. You just might go away from it, and then you don't get to write your book. And then 3 years later, you're like, why didn't I write that book? I could have had it written 7 times by now. So I think the whole idea about being able to have this skill is that you literally can change your life. And there might be a requirement, like from your doctor, that you
Mm.
need to change your life, or it might be you looking at things that are going on in your life saying, I need to have some more control over the direction of my life. And I'm not going to be able to do that unless I can develop new habits, unless I
Right.
can be more organized, unless I can finish tasks, you know? So there's lots of different reasons why you might want to develop new habits, but this idea of them being sustainable, like that's the part that's a little scary because that sounds like, oh, I have to change,
Right.
you
Like,
know?
this is the first year that I've done a garden, and you have to water the garden every day. And when I was first, like, when everything got planted, I was all gung ho and I was out there and did it. And I was like, oh my God, I have to create a habit of watering the garden
Yeah,
because I haven't ever done this in my 52 years. So I tied it to I don't get my cup of coffee until I water the garden.
there you go.
So I will not let myself start the coffee until I've gone out and watered because it needs to be done in the morning.
Yeah,
Um, and I think I forgot once and I wound up doing it in the afternoon.
yeah,
But it was like, if I miss a day or 2 or 4, all of this money I just sunk into building up this garden was a total waste
yeah,
because it can't live without the water.
yeah.
So if you just don't water the garden, your garden's
You
gonna
have a
not
consequence.
exist. Yeah,
You have a
exactly. A
consequence.
strong a monetary one.
And see, tying it to an existing, that's really smart. Tying it to an existing thing that is well established in your routine, that is like, oh, ding, 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 garden coffee,
Right.
coffee, garden. That, you know, that's the thing for a lot of us, just making that tie to something that feels easy, that feels like something, it's like you got to make those
Mhm.
associations. And all of these things do take time. And what they were saying on Chat GPT is like, don't punish yourself if you miss a day or two.
Mhm.
Like, that's not going to help anything. It's just you get back on the wagon. You might honestly be busy and literally just forget because A, it ain't a habit yet.
Mhm.
So you can't be, the worst thing you can do is be overly critical of yourself when you are trying to create a new habit. That's going to sink you faster than anything else is
Well, and
you punishing
I
yourself.
had to realize that a garden, plants are alive, and I'm like, "What if I just forgot to feed the dogs for 3 days?" Like, that wouldn't be okay.
Yep.
So, I just considered, like, the tomato plants, my little critters, like,
Hmm.
it's like I had to consider them things that were alive that needed nourishment,
Hmm.
because then it wasn't optional to forget, because these plants are relying on me to get what they need to grow, and if I don't show up, they will wither away and die, and that's not fair to them because they haven't lived their
Yeah.
full, so it's like,
It's
what if I, just didn't make sure the dogs were fed or watered? Like, you have to, so for me, having that emotional
like a
tug
responsibility.
of, like, "Oh, if I don't do this, I'm killing something."
Yeah.
Like, that was the thing to me that triggered that it's a must do, not like, "Oh, man, I forgot to water for a few days and they all died."
Yeah.
If I consider them living
Yeah.
things, then
I think the other thing to do is if you, for some people, having what I call an accountability buddy,
Mm,
uh,
I love that.
getting an accountability buddy, like somebody maybe who also has a similar goal. It doesn't
What if
have to
I
be the
had
same
you,
one.
like, come over and be like, "Inspect my living room, see if you can find any clutter in any drawers."
Yeah.
You're like,
Hey, that's the thing is like, maybe that is the thing. Like a lot of times I said, if somebody else writes the list, I'm much more likely to do it than I will have much more accountability if someone else is expecting me to do something than me expecting myself to do it.
mhm,
So you might be a person who wants to be in a partnership with someone who's going to help them stay accountable. A lot of times you'll see women do this when they're on a, as we called it, diet. If
mm,
they're, what we like to say is if they're trying to change their lifestyle,
mhm,
their nutrition habits.
mhm,
So if you are trying to do that, you might want to have somebody that you partner up with who you text at the end of the day and say, "Hey, I did the thing. Did you do the thing? Do we need to do the thing?
mhm,
Remind me to do the thing." So that is partnerships really work for some people, like having a partner in crime, having a buddy, having someone who is also trying to do it, and you encourage each other and keep each other motivated.
mhm,
So figuring out what motivates you. Is it a list? Is it an app that dings and reminds you? Is it reporting to someone the things that you've done? So figuring out what you think are the things that make you successful. What kind of support do you need? What kind of tools or apps might you need? What kind of supplies? Some people like a big whiteboard
mhm,
and to write things down where they visually can see the things and make a big line through them or a big check mark next to them. I like whiteboards
mhm.
and doing that. So it's like you identifying, what do I need to be successful? Because just going, I'm going to do the thing is probably
That's not
not gonna
enough.
get you there. It's probably not gonna get you there. It's
Yeah,
not gonna work, and you're gonna set yourself up for failure. You have to plan the time to figure out how you're gonna be successful and what you need to do.
that's right. I
Yep.
love that, and there's lots of tools that we listed, so
Mhm,
I wanna know what you guys do if you're trying to form a new sustainable habit, not just like a temporary one, and, what are some things that help you as a neurodivergent person? I'm wearing my neurospicy or neurosparkly shirt today,
mhm,
so I'm flexing my neurospiciness. But what are some things that you guys do to help build those sustainable habits
mhm,
that help them stick? I wanna know.
mhm.
So, Shelly, we are going to do our rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, I'll start
Alright.
because I almost just started.
Alright, do it.
Okay. Do you prefer, as far as salad dressings go, do you like
Mm.
something creamy like ranch or a vinaigrette like raspberry vinaigrette?
Oh, I definitely like creamy. I like a blue cheese or it's something, the vinaigrettes, I like some substance.
Mm,
I
yeah.
like it to coat the leaves and stuff
Yeah. Yeah.
and me to be
Yeah.
able to see it. It
Yeah.
just
I
looks
like it.
that's like better as far as I'm concerned. Okay, Angie, let's do one on like a habit. If you were going to do a reward based system, like let's say if you do this thing for a week, you will earn a blank. What would the blank be? What is something you like to treat yourself with to reward yourself?
Mm. Uh, ooh, I don't want it to be food.
Mhm.
I feel like that's not a good
Mhm.
idea. I don't want it to be money based. I want it to be like, uh, I get to go to lunch with a friend or something,
Yeah,
like an experience.
like
I
a
would
s
want it to be an experience.
like a friend, yeah,
Yeah.
tie it to a reward like,
Mhm.
quality time. That's a quality
Yeah.
time one. Love it.
Fun.
Love it.
Okay, Shelly, in a work environment, are you somebody that does better being supervised or unsupervised? Are you more productive if somebody is checking in on you or not?
Oh, I'm 100% more productive if somebody's checking in on me. Yeah, leave me to my own devices and I will wander off into
What? What's that
dreamland.
like?
I know. I do better when I have a routine where I am
Accountability,
the
somebody
accountability is
making sure
there.
you're doing the thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and I have my job has a lot of autonomy anyway, so it's still helpful to know there's these milestones I have to meet
Mhm.
for sure. Okay, Angie, if you Oh, I always do like a daredevil one. I always feel
You didn't
like
do a food one.
I didn't do a food one. Oh, I need to do a food one. Okay, I
I
need
mean,
to
you
do
don't
it.
have to.
I do want to do a food one. Okay, so if you could have a casserole that was, let's say, one option was something with a meat you don't really enjoy, but it's meat, it's protein, it's healthy for you. Or would you take a vegan option that maybe had like tofu or beans or something like that?
I would say vegan. My friend Michelle Marconi does vegan cooking classes because she's a vegan. She's a
Hmm.
doctor, and I love everything. And she does like vegan potlucks
Hmm.
and stuff that are super fun. I quite like vegan food. Um, yeah, if it was a protein I didn't like, I wouldn't want to eat a casserole with that.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
I would not want that.
I know some people just will not do vegan anything.
Oh
They'll
no,
they'll eat the
I've
thing.
there are quite a few things, especially Michelle has like
Hmm.
had me try some things that I'm like, damn, this is really good.
Yeah,
Like I wouldn't switch to vegan, but I definitely like vegan food
yeah,
occasionally.
lovely.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. It means the world that you listen to us. And if you have a moment, we would love a like, a comment, a share, a 5-star review if you're
Those are
feeling
awesome.
overly benevolent. It means the world that you're choosing to listen to us, though. So we accept that with gratitude.
We do.
And with that, we bid you adieu, and we will see you next time.
Ciao.
Bye.
That's it for today's dose of midlife mischief on Hot Flash Chronicles. Thanks for listening and letting us overshare.
If you laughed, nodded along, or shouted same at any point, hit that subscribe button and share us with your favorite humans. And remember, we're still hot, just in flashes.